It's very hot. I still decided to do this because I wanted to ride. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another ride along with me, msmototeach. I'm not riding at my typical time, which is in the morning, because I was a little busy this morning, and I'm like, well, I want to get out and ride and film for you guys today, so I waited till the evening. It's still pretty hot, but it's getting cooler. That truck had ears on it. So it's a little bit later in the day, so there's a lot of traffic out right now, so we're gonna see if we see anything. Hopefully nothing too crazy or anything like that. So I've been listening to Todrick Hall recently because I just watched AG and the Queen on Netflix. I loved it. Oh, I don't know what I just passed, but I smell something skunky. You older kids know what I'm talking about. It wasn't a skunk. Oh, thank you for not merging in front of me. I appreciate that. Go. So what I wanted to talk about a little bit, for those of you who want to know more about my motorcycle, great! That's what I want to talk about. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I'm very glad that you are here. I'm gonna put the link, at least in the description below, to my first kind of intro video so you could kind of see what I'm all about. Get a little bit of background of, wait, did she say teacher? I did indeed. And if you see anything you like, hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment. If you have any questions or anything for me or something you're like, hey, you didn't cover this. Okay, I may forget, I don't know. Little things that you'll find out me along the way. I do have ADHD, which makes me a great middle school teacher. I hate being stagnant right now because I am hot. So the thing that I want to talk about my motorcycle today is I'm not going to talk about my model. I want to kind of save that for a different video as well, especially when I get her clean. She's due for her service here soon, and usually when I get my service done, they wash it because I get it done at the dealership. What I just simply want to talk about is how I got my endorsement and give you a little bit of information about that if you're also interested. And I'll leave kind of links and stuff down below. They're not affiliate links at all or anything like that. It's just the teacher and me. This is my research. This is where this is from. I back up what I say. So this is just me passing that information to you. A little bit of background about how I got my endorsement. So as I mentioned in my intro video, I got my license back in November, a week after. No, I said that wrong. What? I got my bike a week after I got my license, which is the very first time I ever been on a motorcycle before. And there's actually several different ways you could do it. So how I did it is that me living in Arizona now, again, things that I'm going to be talking about are because I'm based out of Arizona as of right now. Every state is different. There's different programs and things like that. So if you don't live in Arizona, do your research and you'll be surprised at sometimes what you can find. Hands-free cell while driving. It's the law. You hear that? It's the law. So how I got my license. I used a program called Team Arizona, which is associated with Motorcycle Safety Foundation. Team Arizona is an instruction school. It is not the instruction school, it's just simply the one that I used, partially because when I got my motorcycle, I had been to the dealership before I took the class, and I found out that the dealership had an affiliation with Team Arizona. So if I went to them, took the class, and came back with my card, the dealership actually would reimburse me back the cost of the class and like store credit. Again, do your research. May help you out in the long run. I took what's called the basic rider course and go. I took the basic rider course, which is the course where you get your license. For me, it was a weekend, 8 hours. Half the time was in the classroom studying the manual, and then the last day we took the test, the same test that you would take if you went to the DMV, and then the other time was on the course, on the bikes, and again, same thing, the last day you did take the test like you would take at the DMV. Now, if you have never ridden a motorcycle and you don't even know if it's your thing, don't take the basic rider course first. Oh look, Cardinal Stadium. Technically it's called State Farm Stadium. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Now they're not. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so don't take the basic rider course if you're really kind of like you are just starting out and you're not even sure if you even want to do it. A lot of the instruction classes, they should have a kind of like intro to riding where you do still get on a motorcycle and stuff, but it's just to kind of even see if this is something you want to consider, because if you take the basic rider course and let's say either A, halfway through you're like, you know what, this isn't for me, or B, you fail, there is no refund. And the class, I know my class, I don't know if it's changed or not, but my class was approximately $385. Yeah. So again, if you're going to take the basic rider course, be serious about what you want to do and if you really want to do it. If you are not sure, you're kind of shaky on it, do the intro. The intro, depending on where you are, it could range from $30, it could range to $50, but still, I'd rather spend $50 to find out I don't want to do it than $185 and lose it all. Now, I actually did not end up paying the full price for the course. That is because there was actually a foundation that my boyfriend found when I started looking into this, because he got the motorcycle first, and it wasn't that I got envious, it was just simply he wanted me to learn, because eventually he wanted me to actually get my own bike and be a couple that rode around and looked, may I say, awesome. Why do I seem to be hitting all the lights today? So he found the Arizona Motorcycle Safety Association. I think that's the acronym. I don't know. Check the link below. I'm sorry if I got it wrong. They are a foundation, and at the first of every month, first Monday, I should say, of every month, if you are an Arizona resident, there are actually 2 scholarships that you can acquire to help you out kind of getting started, especially on the right foot. One scholarship is for getting a helmet. I believe it's up to $100 they'll help you with the helmet, I want to say. And then the other is to help pay for the basic rider course. They'll either pay it full out or they will cover most of it. Now, the hitch, of course, is that for both the helmet and the basic rider course, you have to make a donation to the foundation. For the helmet, it's $50. For the basic rider course, it's $100. Again, it's the first Monday of every month. I applied, I got both scholarships. And I will say with the basic rider course one, it did not cover the full amount. I only had to pay $85 after that. So ideally, I paid $185 for my basic rider, and now I'm on a bike. And it's awesome, and I love it. One of the reasons why I wanted to get my license before I got my bike, because some people, they get their bike first and then they take the course. Once I got the endorsement on my license, which after I did the basic rider course, you get a little card. You just take that card to the DMV, you get the endorsement put on your license that day here in Arizona, and it cost me $9. Actually, a little cheaper than I thought, so somebody else who's good at math while they're not riding a motorcycle can add all that up if you want, or maybe I will later. I don't know. So once you get the endorsement put on your license, you can go to dealers and test ride. I don't know about anybody else, whatnot, but I know for me, I'm like, I'd rather do it that way. Wave. Yay, wave back. It's 2 for today. There was a test ride event going on at the Harley-Davidson dealership near my house, which I was very lucky to live by, and I had my endorsement by then. So I met up with one of the salespeople there. He's no longer there, unfortunately. He was a really awesome guy, and we had talked about a bike for me before. Now, originally we met him when my boyfriend was looking for his bike, and we did go back and we started talking about me. By the way, LA Dodgers, White Sox, training field. I live near a lot of training fields here because it's Arizona. Ooh, pretty. I already kind of went in knowing which motorcycles I wanted to test ride. There is one in particular. Now, if you've ever been to a test ride event, or if you've watched other vloggers and stuff like that, test ride events is there's a group of motorcycles and you kind of pick the one you want to ride, and there could be a line waiting and whatnot. Well, there was a street bob in that group, but my salesperson was awesome, and he knew that, especially with me being a new rider, riding in a group right away, let alone because I'm never ridden on a street before, was probably not the best idea. So he actually got me a street bob, had forward controls, meaning that the pegs are actually not where they would be on my bike right now. Right now I have mid controls because I'm short. He just had me ride around. Oh, he didn't wave. All right, 2 for 1. And he had just had me ride around the parking lot because he knew that's what I was comfortable with. We kind of just spent the time looking at other bikes and stuff like that, and then finally there was a chance for him to steal away the street bob for my test drive. And what he did is he got on a bike, and he actually got one of his co-workers to go on a bike, so there was 3 of us. Because when you ride, ideally, the more motorcycles you have, the more noticeable you are. Some people may be like, wait, you're on a motorcycle, you're loud. Well, that's not always necessarily the case. People can miss us in their blind spots, and people sometimes are jerks and they don't look at their mirrors. It was really awesome, and he was very thoughtful about what type of bike I would want, things like that. I did consider a Sportster, but from what I was talking about with other people and stuff, I would outgrow a Sportster in a year. Now, still, Sportster, great beginner bike. For me, I was like, okay, if I'm going to spend the money, I want to invest in something I'm going to grow with, which is why we focused on the street bob. And I loved it. It was really scary because I hadn't been on the road before. I went like not even the speed limit, but it still was great. I had a great experience, and I was not planning on buying my bike that day, and I drove it home. I drove Adira home. Which, yeah, by the way, if you didn't know, Adira, that's her name. You can look it up. I stopped for a moment because I'm really warm, and I need a drink, and I need to check the GoPro stuff. See? Water. Water is life. Refreshing. Let's keep going. Oh, sorry. One of the reasons I did buy my bike the day I did is simply because I looked up my stuff. I did my research, and I kind of did a little bit of an impulse buy. I don't do it very often, and I did. I regretted it for a little bit because financially I could do it. It didn't look so at the time, but I did it, and I have loved it ever since. This world that I've been introduced to has been amazing. Which I'll talk about in a different video. I actually have joined a group. They're called the Litas, and they are a international group of women motorcycles, bikers, supporting other women riding. And there's a bunch of other groups out there, and I've met those women, and they are fantastic people, and it's been great. It's been a fantastic time, and I have grown to really love riding. Whoop, there was gravel right there. I almost slipped. Yeah, and since there's loose gravel here, I'm not gonna peel out willy-nilly here because I don't want to die. Oh, thanks. Blinkers work before then. Riding a motorcycle has empowered me as a person in so many different ways, and it's just been a wonderful opportunity that I am so grateful for. Alright, on that note, like I said, if you want to ask more questions, I may be doing a Q&A in the future, just because I'm going to be traveling, not with my bike unfortunately. So in the comments below, if you want to know more about my bike, more about my experience, don't hesitate to ask. And if you haven't already, I'd appreciate if you hit that subscribe button, ring that bell so you're notified when I post videos, and I look forward to bring you on the next ride along. Thank you. I'll see you next time. Bye!